I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Well, the Oprah interview with Harry and Meghan was the biggest news this week. Yes! We are no longer freaked out about an obese, illiterate, evil, orange moron killing thousands weekly, and instead are now freaked out that the whitest, so transparent you can see the blue blood flowing through their wax paper skin, pastiest people on the planet Earth are now worried that the family's new baby might have a little bit of a tan. The interview with Oprah was quite harrowing to many people. For me, it was my happy place. To know that no matter how rich and powerful you are, sometimes the cops are still called on the 4th of July or whatever the royals celebrate for committing genocide on a native people.
Yo, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
You know, like we did to the Native Americans. Sorry, I don't want this to get weird. So, an American actress who has a black mother and a white father, which is weird, right? In the 1800s. I mean, unless you worked on Thomas Jefferson's plantation, and then it was just a Thursday. I'm just glad in America, we made it so you can marry anyone you want, at least since 2015. But interracial marriage was legal in America way back in 1967. Here's how racist the royal family is. The Queen's grandson, a man who voluntarily joined the military, was in for 10 years, did 2 tours of Afghanistan. This is a man who could have just said, grandmother, I'd rather not attend the military. It's quite messy.
Anyone got anything they'd rather be doing than marching up and down the square? Yes.
Instead, he went full out and did his duty as an example to others. He also married out of love and not out of some archaic old world lineage idea. To be a royal, you must have the pure blood of a Windsor. It took many generations of inbreeding to get here.
Oh my God, we don't want an actress from Canoga Park. My God, the valley is so tragic. Yeah. You know what? Exile them both. Off with their heads. Or send them to Canada.
The reality is much sadder. After having 2 of my family members commit suicide, knowing the depression people suffer from, it's kind of beyond heinous that even though Harry and Meghan went to the HR department of the Queen, which is where they have an HR department, and told them she was having suicidal thoughts, they ignored them both. Then they were told they would not have security, even though they are now targets because they are in the royal family. Oh, and Harry, his mom was killed because the press was hounding her, and she had security. He's also a target because, well, he fought terrorists in Afghanistan. So overall, the way they were both treated seems a bit dodgy and wonky, which in England is like calling someone a diseased anus cockwort. But I want to thank Oprah Winfrey for her amazing interview, but especially for this moment, when she found out that someone in the royal family was concerned about what color the baby's skin would be. In this picture, you can clearly see behind Oprah's eyes
concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born.
What? English, motherfucker!
The couple was classy enough to not say who said this. And we here at the Armageddon Update will honor their wishes and not say who we think it is. But we have our suspicions. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. I hope you all do well. I really do. And these wankers in England have really, really gone the wrong way. Harry, Meghan, kisses. The infighting royal family. I mean, look at them, huh? Can't get along because the whitest super gingery prince on the planet married a mixed race actress girl. Now, I don't know if they're racist because they don't want the royal family to have a half black girl or because she's an actress and an American, and nobody wants that in the royal family. But I will say, there are not a whole lot of Chinese, Indian, African, or Mexican mixed-race babies running around Buckingham Palace. Yeah, maybe if she took the medication that Rachel gave me. Hi, I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Titus Podcast. We were just ripping on the Highlander right now. With me, as always, though, the lovely bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
And the snot-filled Highlander.
There could be only one.
There could be only one.
I'm so confused why I give you allergy pills, you chew one,
I know,
and
right?
then you never take them again.
I know, Shawnee, it's it's a dude thing. There's a lot of times it's a dude thing.
It's
Yeah.
a dumb thing, is what it is.
Oh no, because she's the opposite. We were at the cabin and she was like, "Where's my medication?"
It's time to go home.
We went. She only allocated enough medication for so many days, and we stayed extra.
Yep.
On her, by the way, she actually only said wanted to stay extra.
It was Grandma. Slow down and explain what you're saying. We were at the cabin. We were only going for a set number of days. I took a set number of allergy pills.
Allergy pills and medication, yes, and then
it is hard once I know how I can feel when I take allergy pills. Then it's
which you
hard
don't
to
know
not
because
have.
you don't take allergy pills.
Yeah, he chewed one in his defense.
Yeah, they weren't Flintstone allergy pills. Flintstone allergy, they don't make that.
They looked really cute though. Like
So confused.
It was a
about
guy.
my
Well,
mom.
it's a little image of a guy in mid sneeze. That's what it looks like. And so
Funny!
that's what he thought they were. Yeah.
So we had someone start hounding us about buying the cabin from us. We're not selling it. It wasn't for sale. But it opened a new possibility for us of having a place closer to LA where we could get away more easily.
Not a 7-hour drive.
Yeah, it's a long way to go to snowboard or whatever. So I talked to Grandma, who was in finance her whole life, first female budget officer on Cherry Point Marine Base, and she managed a budget. It was like hundreds of millions of dollars. It was a big deal for a woman to get that job. Grandma, money person, and she said, you need to...
Do it like Grandma.
You need to not go home. You need to tell Christopher that Grandma said that you need to stay there and get that place done and strike while the iron's hot.
That's what she said. So, because the agency wants to list it, and so we did. We stayed and got everything done that needed to be done, but I was out of medication.
It transformed the cabin though, and my back. I woke up this morning, my lower back hurts. Oh, and I was laying on the freeway last night at about 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. We're coming down to Highway 5. So the new way to go home for us is we used to go this one way, and I just got tired of it. They were doing construction on that 99 of Northern California up, and so we were taking Highway 5 home. All of a sudden. And thank God I don't know what people did in the old days. You had to realize a tire was flat. You had to be like,
you had to be like, I'm in the other lane.
Flap. What's that noise? Flap, flap, flap. And so now my car goes boop, the tire sensor, and and we're watching it, and I'm like, oh, we had a little low tire, but it's not going down slowly. It's going down. It's like 30, 26.
Was this in the truck?
Yeah, in the truck. Yeah.
Oh, in the truck.
Yeah,
okay. So you had like 4 more hours until it goes down.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. And then, but we were just watching it every like 30 feet to 24, 22 to 16, 12. And she goes,
rims.
She goes, how far to the next thing? And I go, it's over that hill. And she goes, we got to make it. And it's 6, 12, 8, 4. And I'm like, nope. And we pull over. So now.
That's the difference between a man and a woman, though. I would have driven on 0
You'd have shredded the
PSI.
tire. You'd have shredded the tire.
Sure, fine, but I wouldn't be dead or raped, and I would be right by an In-N-Out. So who wins?
That's valid.
You would have pulled right up to a tire store.
Yeah, exactly.
Replace them.
Guys, can you help me? Wham! It'd have been like a
sparks
pit crew.
flying.
Yeah, it'd have been a NASCAR pit crew with you.
I can change a tire.
I can't. My tire flat. And then your offense makes me laugh.
Your sexism makes me not. I, in Louisiana, in July, changed my sister's Explorer flat tire, took off
in an
my
ideal
outer
situation.
shirt, and I had on a tank top underneath that really kind of looked like a wife beater, and put my hair up on my head, and I was dripping sweat while my sister
That's a
sat
Transformers
in the
movie, I
passenger
think.
seat.
Yeah,
and I
it
said,
is, yeah.
oh no, people are driving by very clear on who the dude in this relationship is.
Yeah.
While she's in the seat and I'm jacking it up, and she's just looking around, looking pretty.
And her sister got short hair and stuff, and so it looked like it looked like a very
Yeah, because
attractive.
only
That's
lesbians have short hair.
Very a lot of lesbians
You're
do.
you're due for another sensitivity training.
Nah, not gonna
Clearly.
happen. Not gonna. Well, by the way, we've done 3. They don't take.
That's true. We've done more.
Clearly.
Tried.
So you got to live with me the way you live with me.
Actually, he drove away from this situation, and I said the chain from lowering the tire underneath the truck is dragging.
Well, let's tell the whole story first, because
I'm just pointing out that you didn't know that, and I did. You said, no, that's the tools. I said,
Just
no,
so you
that's
know,
the chain dragging.
There's always sparks flying out the back.
It's normal. What we had to know, what we had to do was, and my adrenal gland has never been more fucking tired than it is today. So we're on this part of Highway 5. There's just like one car of shoulder, and then it goes and there's dirt and a hill, so you can't do anything. So,
But it's not roomy shoulder; it's exact car width and then curb, steep hill.
Yeah.
Right.
Can't get away.
other side, this far from tire, white line, and it's Highway 5, so it's all semi trucks.
Even if you're going a mile, 2 miles, 3 miles, there's still no place to
Right,
pull off.
right.
You're like watching the meter go down. Like, oh, fuck,
people. Highway 5 is Armageddon Highway. There's nothing out there. It is we are between two, like we're like 30 miles, 15 miles either way to get to where we need to get. So we have to do it, and I'm panicked. And as I get out of the car, whoa, like just trucks just blowing past. So I had these little lights that I bought from Harbor Freight, and I put them out, and I walked one out on the road, and I'm panicked. Ask her, I'm panicking. I'm like, this is gonna be home. She's panicking. She's like, we're gonna die.
That never. How do you just make shit up in the moment?
You said be careful. You said be careful.
Oh,
I'm
that's
worried.
the same as we're gonna die.
All right, you didn't do that. I was thinking
I
that.
said
By the
be
way,
careful,
by the way,
and I got out of
that's
the
what-
car.
Well, yeah, but see, when through my filter of terror, you saying "be careful" is like we're
That's what
gonna
you heard.
die. So I'm just saying I may have translated it through
What
my
is
own
happening?
fear. Everything went through
Okay.
my adrenal gland. So get out of the car. I'm on, and we're trying to be careful. She gets out of the car with a flashlight, and it's a 6-lug car. I'm under the car trying to jack it. It's one of those little fucking shady jacks that's in the car that they, that folds.
That come with it.
That you have to build it like some
It's like an
horrible
IKEA thing.
Yes,
It's like with an Allen wrench.
Exactly. I got to use my Gherkin to get the car off the ground. So I can put the Gherkin together, and which takes a long time, and then it keeps falling apart. So I have to reassemble it. Finally,
and it's dark.
It's dark. There's no lights out there except for the trucks coming at us at 85 miles an
And
hour.
not getting over in the other lane, so they're going by us like woo, and rattling the truck.
Can I say, some truck drivers are really professional. When they could, they went around the other lane and gave us space. Then these other dipshits are like, one guy, she goes, hey, and the guy was kind of like coming over, and he was over the line.
Yeah.
Like,
He's
are
like,
you trying to hit us?
I think I see Titus up ahead. We're going to fuck him up right now.
He don't agree with me.
No, you know what I actually thought? Every one of these truck drivers we had passed at a roaring 97 miles per hour. And, he likes to get right up, and then if they won't get over.
What are you?
and
That
then
is
he
not
does-
true.
he
You
does-
are lying.
he
You are
does-
flat out lying. I am a good driver. I do not.
You are a good driver, but
Even that guy in the truck. I do not
Let me-
zip up behind
okay.
truck drivers.
Remember that white truck asshole?
Do you know?
I have
you
a
know,
que- I have questions for
stop.
you.
I'm going to call you on
I
this.
have questions for you.
I have
okay?
never zoomed on trucks ever. Diesel trucks. You know why?
I'm saying cars in general on the
no,
highway.
in a truck you have to stay in their mirror. If you're not in their mirror, you're just screwed.
I
So
have a question
never
for
do
you.
that. You're lying.
Do you get close to people's bumper if they don't get over out of the lane that you're in, the fast lane?
Not dangerously close. No,
No, you can't choose adjectives
an opinion.
here.
no. Here's how I know. I'm too close. Here's how I know it's too close. She
When there's like
next to me. I hear. When I hear that, that's when I back off. I'm like, it's not brake lights. My brakes are good. Yeah, no. She's like, that, when I hear that, I back it off a little bit. So no, I'm a better driver than
You're
you just said.
editorializing.
I
right
am
now
not. You are editorializing
by
100%.
adding
No.
adjectives.
No.
Okay, once you do pass person that won't get over, do you do the Titus head in the
I've toned
thing
that
and-
down a bit, but yes,
Can I
I
ask
do
you
do
a question?
that.
Because
I do
I'm
do
always
that.
behind the head move. Because he'll be like, and he'll get past him, and then I see this. What is happening in between them and you?
Never look at me. I am always. They know they're
What are you
stupid.
doing? What's your face?
I always. Here's the thing. When you're on the road, I've been driving my whole life. I started driving at 9 years old. I can drive quick. I've gone to racing schools. I know how to drive. I pay attention to the lights. When I'm in a car, I'm not looking at my phone. I don't even look at my phone anymore.
Right.
And
Anymore.
no, I did. And then I realized.
As of today.
No, then I realized I was part of the problem. That happened a while ago, a couple years ago, and so I put it down now. But I always, when someone does something stupid in a car, my first instinct is, who the fuck is this? What does stupid look like? So I always look at, like, what do you do? Like, I want to see.
What are you doing? Like, if I'm the person
I don't know.
that
I have
wouldn't
this,
get over,
I want to.
I know that you take your whole body and you go completely.
Can I be?
And
Well, I'm working on
Skids over.
I don't
I'm
know.
actually working on my twisting.
I've never been on the receiving side of that.
I'm always looking. I think I just got it. I think I'm taking a census on who the worst fucking drivers are, and I will break this down for you.
Okay.
Most of the time, it is either a young girl on the phone,
careful.
It usually is. It's usually a younger girl.
Just where you go next, where I know you're going.
a fat dumb guy.
Oh.
On the phone.
Okay. Or.
Somebody not from the country originally.
This is why I say be careful. I know.
What?
Dead
I'm just
air.
saying it.
No,
I'm saying you can tell you learned to drive in Russia, bro. I can tell
That's
that you.
not who you think are bad drivers. I know who you think are bad.
Their steering wheel
drivers.
just became on the left side.
Yeah.
Right.
You're still trying to figure out this is not the right side. I'm supposed to build that way. So I believe that people. I just always want to see. I always want to see, and there is a consistent group of people.
Okay.
That seem okay. Just to be honest, I've brought it up in the car, and I go, young girl. You go, yep. Even you've noted too. You've actually, she's come over and go, you know what? Young girls are the worst fucking.
Do you think we're hardwired to look for like it's a safety thing, like deep in our Paleolithic brain? We're like, I need to identify.
I gotta know
watch out.
Who's the moron?
Yeah.
So I can avoid the moron.
Yeah.
Then we had a guy last night. So I'm under the car. And I'm this far from trucks going by 85 miles an hour, lying on the pavement, setting the jack. Then this guy, my Glurkin, I'm trying to get the car off the ground with this.
What side was the wheel on?
I was on the
Of
driver's
course,
side.
it was closer.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I'm on
In the dark.
Yep.
And at one point, and to be fair, some of the truck drivers couldn't get over because someone was right next to
Right.
him. And so at one point, 3 trucks go by at once. One guy in the fast lane, 2 back because they followed pretty close. And I just was like, I said, that's the most terrifying thing that's ever happened because it's and the ground is moving.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. So we got the wheel off.
It was over sensitizing. It was like, it was cold. It was really dark, no lights anywhere. And then these trucks, and everything would rattle and this rush. And you're just out there like, and he kept saying, I'm so mad at myself how long this is taking me. But it's like,
scared.
it's too much going on. And I told him, I thought
kinda
about
had
if
to
it were
time
just
it.
me by myself, it just would have
I had to time it. I'd be like, okay, I got about a quarter mile space before the next car comes. And then I go stand by her and she had a flashlight doing this and the thing.
Or I would tell him someone was swerving.
Yep.
I would watch
Yep.
coming up the hill because we were kind of
thank
at the
God I
top of this little hill. There was a car that swerved onto the shoulder. And I was like, oh, geez. Like you were timing it. You'd jump back in.
Yeah, so I'd
and
go out and I'd
back
take some bolts off, let it run back to her, and she would flash the flashlight.
Trying to time it when the truck lights were coming. I got some light.
And the
Yes.
reason I'm so super psycho scared about it is the first tragedy, the first major tragedy in my life when it comes to what death happens with death. My buddy Jim Kane, who I hung out with at school, and Scott Carnathan had pulled over on Highway 5 to help a woman, and she had a station wagon full of kids.
Oh, yeah.
And they had pulled over, and Jim didn't know shit about cars, but Scott did. And Scott got under the hood and was looking, and this drunk lady pounded into the car, broke both Scott's leg, and killed Jim. So that was the first funeral I attended. And if you know anything about drunk drivers have a tendency to be pulled towards light. And she's got a flashlight, and I've set these little lights from Harbor Freight on the road. Like, are we basically giving them a target at this point?
like a airplane.
Exactly.
Kill me this way.
Yeah. So it was.
My favorite when it was
harrowing.
done, he looks at me and he goes, I don't give a shit. I'm going to In-N-Out tonight and I'm getting a double and well done
earned it.
fries and a vanilla milkshake.
I almost died. I'm getting a milkshake.
By the way, that was my carpe diem moment. Seize the day. I'm getting a fucking milkshake.
It was the milkshake that you were like, screw all
But I
this.
was so stressed. I've rarely, and I'm good with stress, doing stand up and stuff. And man, I was like, we're gonna die tonight. And I kept telling her, back away from the car. You can keep the light, but back off the car. If they hit me, I don't want her to get hurt.
Yeah.
You know. And then I kept thinking the dogs were in the car. If someone hits the car,
Yep.
I didn't say it to you because
Yeah, you did say that.
Did I?
Yeah.
I said, hope the dogs are okay.
You
What'd I say?
said, I'm glad that you're standing there because you can jump out of the way, but the dogs are in the car. And then I thought, oh.
But that's even weirder. You hold the flashlight and 2 dogs. That's easy to say. As I get smushed. And we killed a squirrel on the way home. I killed a squirrel on the way home. I
Thank
didn't
you.
mean to.
I cannot be an accessory to this crime.
Because you were out so long?
No, we were coming down the road and
Survival?
this little guy, we're coming down from the mountain and this little guy just runs out and there was something in the road and he stopped. And I went over this lane to go around him, but he stopped. Next thing we know, kaboom, I've never hit an animal in my life. and that was the first one.
Oh, when I was little, my dad and mom were in my mom's Thunderbird, and they hit a black dog and killed him in the road. I remember it was like seriously traumatic. And my mom just stood in the street and cried and cried and cried. It was awful.
That's why you wanted hamburgers that night.
They went and had milkshakes.
You were,
like we killed that dog. I'm getting a milkshake. Meghan and Harry.
Is that what you call them?
Yes, I do. The interview was harrowing, to say the least. It was surprising.
I was more surprised to see Oprah surprised. You never see Oprah get that. Oprah becomes speechless. You know, she's taking it all in, and you know, it's sure old white people. Yep, got it. And then she says, and then there were discussions, multiple discussions about how dark the baby might be, and Oprah goes and becomes completely speechless, and you can see her trying to start talking, and she's going. And she can't get words out, and that was the first time I've ever seen that. That was kind of crazy.
It was a long pause. It was really long, like where
just
she was trying to wrap her mind around these people who who I'm sure she's been invited to Buckingham Palace stuff. And that's why I put in the Armageddon update. It was a Samuel Jackson moment where in her brain she was like, "Mother, did what?"
Yeah.
And I think that, and also that they treated her really badly. They treated her. I mean, here's what I don't get. People keep saying, "Oh, it's a lie." Piers Morgan, who's a twat, had lost he quit. He walked up the set.
Yeah.
But he, as Ray said, there's nothing to gain by going on TV and lying that they treated her shitty. There's nothing to gain. I mean, and then Harry comes on, who's part of the royal family. Well, not anymore, I guess. And he's dead honest about it. And at one point you just realize, oh, these are a bunch of racist assholes. It's not just America.
right.
Yes.
Right.
I just don't.
I mean, they planted the seed. They literally planted the seed here.
Yes,
I just don't get, like, when did we ever, if someone had asked you, do you think that they're probably a little bit racist? You would be like, yeah, sure. I hadn't thought. I mean,
definitely.
these people are
Let me ask some Indian people. Oh, yeah, it turns out they're quite right.
I'm surprised Oprah didn't turn to the camera and go, see? Like, of course.
Told you.
It's just not surprising. That's all.
We actually just reviewed something we did last January, a year ago, about this when they first got married. And it was and we nailed it. We nailed the racism.
What did we say?
It was an Armageddon update we did a year ago.
Oh, you just watched that?
It.
I know we did a whole podcast on it.
And it was, at one point I'm like, what are we? What,
we were
Nostratitis.
Right.
I wrote Nostratitis.
It's literally right. Yes.
Well, we read news stories that other journalists put together showing the disparity between Kate's coverage and Meghan's coverage. And they were saying it's obviously because of race. I remember this.
There's a consistency to it. There's a consistency to it a year later that you go, okay. I mean, that was happening. She just didn't talk. She was just trying to be cool then. She was not trying to bring it up. And now she's like, well, fuck it. We live in Santa Barbara now.
Yeah.
And my boy ain't making any money. So we start no production.
So fuck it.
Yeah. That's how I am too. You know?
At that time, it was the paparazzi that was really showing racism. It wasn't necessarily that we were talking about the family being racist, right?
Right. Yeah. We were talking about basically the coverage in England with some English people who do not want a half black girl in the royal family. Well, it turns out the royal family didn't seem to want a half black girl in the royal family.
Well, they said the Queen was lovely to her, and
they were very complimentary about it. And Philip. She said Philip was okay too.
Yep.
Some names were omitted.
She called her grandmother.
Was very kind to her. Covered her lap with a blanket.
Asked her to join her.
Yes.
So that's when by the way, those things make the story totally believable.
Well, also historically, we know Charles to be a complete twat. So,
He's a very large
for decades.
Yes.
And so who would Harry be talking to that would be close enough to him if it's not
that
his
would have the balls.
But that would have power and reasons to question it. So it'd have to be someone over him in the family. Oh, there's just one person
who would think he was comfortable enough to talk to the Prince about his woman who's Dad, fucking Dad. Dad, fuck you, Dad.
And also,
which we've all said. I guess in any language, fuck you, father.
These
boy cockwolf.
They right away said that the baby would not have a title or security.
Before the baby was born, right?
Yeah,
This is-
before
God.
they left England,
Wow.
this was said
Blatant.
that Archie would not have a title, and he wouldn't have security, which concerned both of them for many reasons.
They weren't going to pay for security for them and the baby.
Yep. Well, Harry still had it.
And then he...
But
So-
when they left, Harry lost, he said, his last name. He had to change his last name. He loses
My dad didn't even do that.
he became a hyphenated name. I'm not sure what all of that means, but he's not part of the royal family anymore. He lost his last name, his military titles, his title, his security, and got cut off financially. And so when they first moved here, Tyler Perry had to give them a house to live in and pay for security for them.
As you said, wait a minute, Medea is covering their ass? The dude that played Medea is covering? That's what she said. I was like, that's a good point. So, because when you think about it, you think, let me see, what, MI6 or best security, whatever the Secret Service is over there in England, it's them, Tyler Perry. That doesn't seem like that's the level of security, the steps that we should be following. I felt bad for him because you could see when he came on that you could see he loves her very much, that's not a joke, and that he is hurt by it, and his brother's being a dick too. I am so glad as I'm talking about this that we are not talking about the last president though. I have to be
I
honest.
just thought the same
that I
thing.
feel like
I
I
thought-
feel like I feel like we made a circle, dude.
Yeah,
But
right.
I was just thinking some people are probably sitting there rolling their eyes like, why are they talking about this? This is like,
Oh, go back a couple weeks.
National Enquirer. And I think it's because we think it's awesome. We don't
Oprah
have
is
to-
not National Enquirer level. That's why it's legit. Oprah is, you do not.
I just mean
Yeah.
it's kind of
How
like
dare you?
Yeah, right?
She used to be, but
TMZ kind of stuff. I mean, I'm not surprised about the racism. These are people that clearly still value powdering their wigs. I mean, this is
Order! Order!
yes, that guy. I love that guy. But anyway, I was happy to have the interview because we were at the cabin and I was so ready to leave. I was so I just desperately wanted to come home.
She just wanted to get away from me.
No, I mean,
this is
no.
great news. This is good news, though. Finally,
What?
it's about time that somebody's exposing, everything that we assumed was happening, and here,
That we called a year ago.
yeah.
Because we're bad
That I
Muslims.
wanted
and
to
that then
leave
now
the
they finally
cabin?
said it.
Oh,
No, the calling out the racism, the
You
obvious
said she just wants
racism.
to get away from me, and he said, "This is great news. It's about time someone finally exposed."
Yeah, I
this."
wasn't sure he was going either.
Me neither. I was
Then I
like,
realized,
Oh,
he's
the
talking
timing.
about the... Okay.
I'm talking about the
Oh, the thing.
The thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Yeah. I do think it's great. I think it's definitely slightly indicative of where our society in general is going. How it's almost like we're so used to certain things, oppression, like of women, or assault issues, or racism, and that we one by one are going, wait a minute, there
Yeah.
it is,
Yes.
and then everyone's like, holy
and
shit,
it's happening
been there
behind
forever.
the scenes and not, and being concealed.
And
yeah.
now we're going to call that one out. And then we're going to make Harvey Weinstein burn in hell forever. I mean, it's like it is one at a time. Things that have always been there, but that we're starting to notice. I think it's really interesting.
need to cut
One
this
thing that
out,
really
too.
helped me at the cabin snowboarding, we're at 7,000 feet elevation, and we had vodka, is that we have started taking Liquid IV to the cabin. This episode brought to you by Liquid IV today.
Okay, can I say something weird about that though? So we had Liquid IV. I would have one before I went skiing, and skiing will dry me out, especially up there. It's really dry. I would have a Liquid IV before we left the cabin to go skiing, hit the slopes, and I was kind of fine all day. When I got home, I wanted more, but I mean, your skiing is not easy.
You actually tripped out a little bit because we ran out because we stayed longer than we thought. And I should have taken more, but I didn't. And plus I had to hide too, because you always drink them so fast and I needed to still have them for
Really,
myself.
you shouldn't hide. Wow, that's great. I'm glad you love me more than
So,
anybody
no, I
else.
love Liquid IV. So that's why
You're
we're doing
after
this
Liquid
ad.
IV again with the numbers.
Again.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, that must
Again.
be a 7th. I'm 7th now.
No, I thought it was 8. No.
Okay, either way, I'm, as long as I'm in the top 10, but when we hit 11, I'm out. I'm gonna have to tap out.
Go ahead.
We ran out of apple pie flavor, which is crazy because here's how mad I was. I was like, are we out? What is? Because we came back from skiing. I had one in the morning and we were done. And we had the energy boost. I had some of the energy boost, but
I brought 2 bags of the energy boost here today. That's matcha and green energy blend. Tastes awesome. And it's a boost like from 1 to 2 cups of coffee without having the
I want to be clear.
caffeine.
This is not a Gatorade. This is like this, whatever this is, whatever they put in it. You know,
CTT, which are your initials.
Yeah.
Cellular Transport Technology.
I knew that.
That's your
why I'm
original
perfect-
name.
That's why I'm perfect to whore this killer stuff. But whatever it is, it's not something you put in a drink to make your water sweeter.
Right.
But if you, I thought about that. I told you this. I said this would be great for kids. If you have kids who don't want to drink, they're playing all day and you don't want them to get dangerously dehydrated.
Yep.
Pour one of these in a bottle of water. They'll be like, "Oh, can I have apple pie? Can I have it?" It's
Strawberry. Strawberry's the best.
watermelon rocks.
Strawberry.
Do not even waste your time with strawberry. It's fine.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
fine.
It is,
Citrus?
you're
Citrus?
so wrong. Oh, I like that one too. Tangerine.
Yep.
That's the one with the
yes, I-
immunity in it. Vitamin C and all
No,
that.
strawberry's fine. I'm just
it's
watermelon.
fine?
Watermelon dunks on strawberry all day.
Okay,
long.
get some Elite vodka. Get some club soda and a
Part of the
strawberry
ad is not
packet.
sanctioned by the company.
And this is my personal opinion and experience and not endorsed by Liquid IV. And yeah, you feel great the next day.
How
You
do
don't
they
have
get it?
Any problems? Well, actually now you can get it in bulk nationwide at Costco, which we did see
Yep,
when we
that's-
were there.
Just before
did not see strawberry there,
Just so you know, before they advertised with us, we used this on our family vacations where everybody was
Because of my brother.
having
A bottle of scotch a night. Yeah.
Scotch competitions.
My brother discovered this first years ago. We would get it at Costco in North Carolina. We'd have Aunt Kathy pick it up, the big bag at Costco, bring it to the beach house. So we've been using this product before they advertised. So you can get it in bulk nationwide at Costco, or you can get 25% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code Titus at checkout. 25% off of anything if you use promo code Titus at liquidiv.com. Start fueling your adventures today. liquidiv.com. Promo code Titus.
Is that their slug line? Start fueling your adventures.
Start fueling your adventures today.
I will say
you
it.
will really fuel adventures if you mix strawberry and club soda and vodka.
She was drinking that.
You will have adventures.
We found it. Here's Ray. Here's the irony of Ray. I have to go down. So we leave the cabin. We have to go down. It takes about 28 minutes if I haul ass down the mountain to get to any kind of store. And she's like, "Hey, when you go, get me some vodka." And she gave me a special kind. And I couldn't find it. It wasn't there.
Yep.
And so I found a organic vodka. And so she's drinking vodka, but she's healthy about it. She's drinking organic vodka.
Yeah,
Gluten free.
that's what. Right? Is that a problem?
It's just funny that it's funny on the side of the bottle of vodka it says organic, which makes me laugh. The irony of it.
Well, Liquid IV is non-GMO, non-dairy, gluten-free as well, no soy. So it's also, if you mix that with organic vodka, you really have like a fresh squeezed juice situation.
Nice job doing the ad copy, and I just want to say that it's the best. It's honestly, I was thinking this morning before I came to the podcast. All the products that we advertise with us, we use at home, and
We
they
do.
make our lives better.
We really
God, that
do.
sounds bullshitty, doesn't it?
There
But it
are-
sounds like I'm really. They don't pay us enough for me to say that. I really was thinking
Make
that
our lives- wow.
Liquid IV has made me get up in the morning if I drank too much or something, feeling better. If I'm feeling crappy, if I'm just worked out too
You
hard.
drink a lot of
Yeah,
Liquid
if I
IV.
just work out too hard and I feel crappy, I have a Liquid IV and it's better. So
It's habitual for
It's
you.
it's a 12-minute ad, but it's only because we love the product.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
We actually do use all of
By the
it.
way-
we don't advertise anything we don't use. He's very, stickler about that.
They don't
Me, I'm like,
listen. The number to get me to give up my integrity, the money number is pretty high.
I'm like high heeled shoes for
it's-
puppies.
No, it's
Yes,
for me to
Yeah, but you would use
I
this.
would.
yeah. For me, the pictures would be all over Instagram. For me to actually say, yeah, we didn't start this for that. And you got to remember, we never searched advertising. They searched us.
Yeah, and then we'll talk about it
Oh,
and
we've-
say no, or
You never say no.
I have to the penis one. There was a penis.
My ex-wife said that too. So
And we're back. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Titus Podcast. Again, for those of you that just viewed, Highlander was once married to a woman who didn't like men. Not you specific, but didn't like men
Thank
overall.
God it wasn't just you.
You just happened to be the
Right.
one that happened to
What if
deal
it
with
was just you?
I
You
almost
took the
turned her,
bullet.
I guess.
You took the
right?
bullet. You almost
So
I turned her for
actually-
9 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made her
mean-
question it.
See, so actually your magnetism and
Right.
prowess is maybe greater
It's even
than
higher.
a normal person that wasn't married to a
Or
go.
maybe he
That's
just
what I
liked
keep
the
telling
Dixie
myself.
chicks.
Yeah. And it's like short
I'm
haircuts.
glad you finished that really fast. You said maybe he just liked the dicks, and I was like, whoa.
There's a little pause in
Dixie
that X.
chicks is what I didn't pause.
You paused.
I didn't even think that.
You can't say about another man sitting right there, maybe he just liked the dicks, and
Dixie
everyone.
See, chicks.
I said Dixie chicks.
See, chicks.
You could have said Lady A. It would have been easier for us both to process.
I could have also said, what was the other way?
I'll just cut the podcast from dicks, and then we'll come back.
and just cut. They just look at the camera.
Cut to
just-
this. What?
Hey, I don't like the way this podcast is edited at all. I look
Katie
like a-
Lang. You
Katie
could have
Lang.
Katie
Okay,
Lang.
wait,
I
but
was
that's
trying to
but that
think
old
of-
reference though.
Did she listen to Katie Lang?
Katie, no, but in hindsight, all these
Right,
she
signs.
liked. What's the? There was like a duo. There was like an acoustic
yeah,
duo.
Oh, Indigo Girls?
Indigo Girls. She loves the Indigo
Oh,
Girls.
this is- what?
Yeah,
You know, that should have
dude,
been-
That's not even a red flag. That's literally
That's-
someone.
yeah,
taking
that's a
light,
rainbow flag.
shining it in your
That's-
eye and giving you a skull X-ray. That's. But God bless her. And I'm glad that I hate that she ripped you up and ruined you for life. But if she's happy,
Yep. Traumatized forever, but
You're
that's
not,
fine.
but
That's
she's
fine.
you'll be fine. And the next woman that you're with won't have to put up with any crap at all.
I'm not gonna
from you.
question
You're
it
not
at
gonna
all,
be
ever.
Insecure at all.
yeah, you're not going to be looking for
Like,
red flags all over.
Let me look at
everything
your
she does.
playlist.
Yeah.
What do you?
Whoa!
I guess that's something you don't think ahead of time that you have to say, but from now on you'll have to be like, hey, by the way, if you're gay or thinking you might be gay, then please don't get in a relationship with me for the next 10 years.
First date, by the way, really great first
Oh,
date
yeah.
conversation.
Yeah,
by the way,
checklist.
if you're queer, it's fine, but just don't even waste any more
Yes.
time with me. Just call your parents. It's going to be okay.
I have this
I'll
survey
help
for you to fill out.
Call your parents. I'll go with
Just
you.
don't drag me through
so
this
you're
again.
not alone. But you did get Wyatt, so
I didn't even think about what weird conversations he's going to have from now on, just to clear it up.
Yeah.
Let me see your playlist.
what else would you look
By the way,
at?
so
How
makes
else would
sense.
you
Yeah.
know? Birkenstocks? Did she have Birkenstocks?
No
do you look back?
Birkenstocks.
Do you look back now and be like, oh my god?
Oh yeah, there's checklists like on because of course I Googled it a million times. So look at on WebMD. Oh, she's definitely gay. Oh man, there was like a checklist of like 15 like.
You never looked them up before. It was after she told you.
Well, here's the
Yeah,
thing.
it was after. Yeah.
Yeah, here was 15 things, and she checked off 17. That was bonus.
I added more. Like, oh.
Like, wait a minute.
Because if you answer them all correctly, you get bonus points.
No, person, woman, man,
Woman.
lesbian.
My sister asked me, my sister is ultra conservative.
I
Becoming more well known in that movement. She's on OAN a lot and things like that.
I
now.
don't.
And
I think the term ultra conservative does
Highlander is now working
me
with
finish.
her. You interrupted me, which is ironic. And he's working with
That's
her
valid.
on a website. I will kill you. And she said to me, what was it again about Ken? I forget. Wasn't there he had a bad relationship or something? And I told her again, and she was like, oh my gosh, it breaks my heart. We have to find him someone to date. And I was like, yeah, COVID. He can't date. He can't go anywhere.
Right. Yeah, at the same time.
So she was having a
Fantastic.
total bleeding heart
He will
moment.
be late a lot once he's vaccinated. I am guessing he will be late, tired, but happy once he is vaccinated. I'm guessing.
No.
Yes, you can.
No.
He's not your kid.
You still know how to schedule and budget time.
Oh, she's like, you
Oh,
can't be
right.
late. I thought she's worried about you. Like,
No, I'm fine.
She's like, no, motherfucker, we pay you. You get here on time. I'll be like, hey, I'll give him a window of a month where all right, bro.
Remember.
Have at it. Yeah.
We will
This
understand.
is all on record. Her website's going to
Okay.
be all like
How-
Salma Hayek and
When COVID is over, how are you going to start dating? How will that happen? What will that look like?
I think it's going to be like
not you.
No, but
You're not gonna
no, for
date.
everybody. This is for everybody. You gotta remember, there's a lot of people that were alone when this started and had to stay alone. When this breaks off,
Yeah.
there may be
A lot of babies born.
Babies and a peak in STDs. I think CNN's going to go to CNN's going to be like, well, COVID is down to almost zero, but venereal disease.
While I'm getting the COVID
vaccine.
200,000 infections a day, 32 people dead.
Gonorrhea's made a comeback. Will you dating up it?
Gonorrhea is here, Aria.
I know. While I'm
was a
getting that
very
shot, can we just?
I was surprised.
So will you ask if someone's been vaccinated before you'll go on a date with them? Is that how this is going to work?
If it's soon enough, yeah, definitely.
I think
Dating
yeah,
out?
of course.
I think that's a
Fetus is
Maybe.
now in a steady relationship,
From
and
an
he
app?
met her on a dating
I've
app,
heard
right?
that. Yeah, I've heard
think,
people doing that.
Yeah, I think for a while everyone's going to ask you vaccinated. If you're not, I mean, we got another year of that at least. But
For all things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's even there's a girls' night
Men are
going
gonna
on
lie.
with some of my girlfriends, and they've all been vaccinated, so they're all having girls' night, and I'm not, so I can't.
Men, they all lied to get vaccinated.
Not all of them. Jen got her job back in the food business, Zach's wife, and so she became eligible because in California the category is food and agriculture.
So I tried to, aren't I food? Because we do shows and they serve food and we're splitting.
But you're not serving the food or selling the food.
I am selling the food with my jokes.
Well,
Your Honor, please take
I
the
would
cuffs
see
off
that
me.
as being a defense if we end up in court.
I do
but
not deserve to be here with Chandley.
Chachi?
With the QAnon shaman. I don't know. I do not deserve to be in this cell with this idiot.
I don't know, but speaking of food, you can't go out right now. Don't do it. It's not safe until you get vaccinated and everybody else is vaccinated. And even then, is it really? So this podcast today is brought to you by HelloFresh. That was a good segue, actually.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty
Bravo,
good.
bravo.
Thank you.
You're really getting good at this. Good job.
Thank you. After, 11 years? HelloFresh, you actually said to me, we need more HelloFresh yesterday.
I said that 2 days ago, yeah.
Or day before yesterday. We were at the cabin. I'm done with ideas of cooking things while we're there.
And now we have to go down this windy mountain road to get new food for dinner.
Yeah, I needed this. I needed someone to take all the guesswork. Everybody, women, men, you all have to be so sick of coming up with things to cook during COVID. I am so sick of trying to figure out. Are you tired of trying to figure out what to feed Wyatt? Like, I've made that a
kid.
million
I think about it every day.
times.
I'm like,
Macaroni and
what do
cheese
I got to make this? Okay.
Yes, and
Yeah.
what can I do that's not the same? And I want it to be healthy, and I want it to taste good. And
But HelloFresh doesn't even do that. They actually take it one step further. It's stuff that, like, when those burgers we had, everything we had, the chicken, the panko chicken, everything that we had like a restaurant thing to it. I was like, I was excited. It was something it wasn't just throwing something together. They actually put it together where you're like, this is a freaking meal that I would pay for at a
Balanced.
restaurant. Yes.
balanced, excellent tasting. You don't think it's going to turn out that good. It takes the thought out of it. That's what's awesome. The meals that you're going to make come separated in their own bag, even inside of the larger delivery. So you just pull that out. There's all your ingredients. Here's a giant full color recipe card. You follow that, and then you put something on a plate that he still talks about.
I didn't even think about it, but the next time we go to the cabin, let's take a whole stack, because that would be just great to whip that up every night.
And then you don't have to grocery shop, right? Like you save money by not going to the grocery
Why don't I have
store
to- how
or
many-
buying, because you don't have excess too, so you don't waste, right? Like they give you the exact amount. If you say you want to order for 2 people, they'll give you the exact amount for you and Wyatt.
But also, I don't have to drive down that windy ass road, because I mean, I can only roll the dice so many times before you
true.
come up snake eyes.
That's true. I do. You know what I love is the 4-serving one.
HelloFresh will save you from dying on a windy road.
I love the
'Cause it's already in the
4-person one, because then you have leftovers, and you will want leftovers. This food is stupid. So that's the one that I recommend. Plus, they're a company that gives back. I love that. They're helping with no contact delivery as far as COVID, tamper-proof packaging. They're giving their team members wellness checks. They donate over 4 million meals to charity. It's a great company. I really like this company a lot. So all you have to do right now, you can go to HelloFresh.com/ Titus 12, the number 12, and use code Titus 12 for 12 free meals, including free shipping. If you don't go do that, that's really dumb. That's insane. That offer is the best offer we've ever had. HelloFresh.com/Titus12 and use code Titus12 for 12 free meals, including free shipping. America's #1 meal kit. That's insane. How do you do that? That's crazy.
Because once people, they have to, it's a drug dealer. It's a drug dealer.
Yeah.
The food is so good. At one point, you're going to be like, hey, here you go. No, don't worry about it. You try it.
They did some study. It takes 12.
Yeah.
12 times to get them hooked.
Six, they're on the fence.
Yeah.
6, 8. It was good. 12. We got to get more of this.
That's insane.
Yeah. But it's that good. I mean, it was that good. And they're doing it so that then you're in.
I'm in. I'm going to do this.
We were in. I was in.
I'm in again. I'm in all over
First
again.
time at Panko Chicken, I was in.
You're right. We should do this before we go to the cabin.
Just take a whole thing of it'd be perfect.
If you can drive to your vacation anywhere, like if you're going to the lake or something like that, that's the way to go. Because you can cook at home. You're not eating out, especially during COVID. But in general, you save money.
But even instead of thinking about what I have to cook or where do I have to go, you just go in the thing and go, we have 3 meals. You got the Kobe beef burgers.
Yeah.
Or we got the panko chicken or whatever we got, and
that's crazy.
It's done, and you don't have to figure it out. Don't make me think. It's bad enough.
I'm texting this to my dad. My dad will be all about this. For older people, too, that don't want to cook so much. My dad's not in the mood anymore. This is awesome.
It's a really good option for, I used to do meal prepping where I would like go to the store, get all my things, cook the entire week's worth of food and put them in little containers.
Yep.
But this is like, it's pretty good because then you get the variety and it's already kind of
that
prepped
and
for
you can choose, like if you're going to do low carb or keto or like that, you can choose how you want to eat. And then that's what you order.
Yeah.
It's pretty genius. It is meal prepping, basically.
It was the longest dad we've ever
I know,
done
but I love this.
but it's weird because the pandemic gave companies that had a chance to like get their hooks into the public. And I think what's going to happen now, it was already happening, is that brick and mortar stores were going down because of the internet. But we all kind of realized in a year, you mean they'll just everybody will deliver it?
Yep. All the award shows are going to make, we're just going to do a Zoom from everyone's living room from now on.
What I'm worried about is we need to shut this thing down because because the next variant's getting ready.
Yeah, in New York,
The COVIDs are having a little coaching thing. All right, guys. All right, they got this vaccine against us now. It's a lot tougher than it was. You guys ready? All right. You guys.
We're going to win this one, guys.
You got new spikes. Let's see if we can get this. Let's try to kill the entire population. All right, let's go and break. And I'm worried that if we don't, and I'd like to thank Texas and Mississippi for just being
on the other team.
Dumb as shit.
They're on Team COVID.
Motherfuckers, I was going to say that. How are you Team COVID? How are you Team COVID, you dickheads? It's crazy to me. It's almost like I think that Mississippi, Texas, and Florida are in a dickhead off. Like you're gonna be like, all right,
DeSantis is really helping Florida
he's bringing
pull out
it.
ahead. Although Abbott and Tate Reeves both, I don't know.
DeSantis is bringing it.
But really, they have now found out that he had tents set up for wealthy people to get vaccinated and jump the line.
Yep.
No shit.
Yeah,
Yep.
I bet those wealthy people are campaign donors too. I bet.
Definitely, 100%. And he is DeSantis. Good. Oh, I can't. I don't talk about that yet. I'll talk about it later on the next podcast. I have something I want to talk about because we burned this one down. How do you think this is going to end up with Meghan and Harry? Do you think they're going to ask them back? Do you think they're going to be like, well, all right, look, I'm the grandmother. I am the queen. I decide you can come back.
God, I wish.
You and the half-black girl. Grandma. Grandmother, please. You and that little quarter-black baby. Grandmother. Would you stop?
This is what we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
This is what we're talking about.
You're not getting it. You just don't get it.
I don't know. I think it's hard because I think that they're probably thinking right now that if they do try and do, something by way of amends, that it's almost like admitting that they were at fault, which I don't really see them doing.
But when did that become such a... this has happened worldwide. whether it's Brazil, us, England, when did just saying I'm sorry, we blew it?
Yeah.
That's the most powerful thing you can do, because all of a sudden it shows you to have depth of character. It shows you to be self-aware, and it shows you to be powerful enough to go, I apologize. Let's make this better. And so many people take it as a sign of weakness, and it's the total opposite. I don't fucking get it. You've seen me. When I fuck up, I'm pretty quick at apologizing. If I really believe I did something wrong, I am the first guy to go, whoa, I was out of line, sorry. And I'm really stunned that we have developed this. We are evolving in the wrong way. We are not evolving to enlightenment. We are evolving to caveman, to Neanderthal, as our president called the entire right wing of the country.
All of the South.
But if people just understood that, if Queen Mother said, we apologize, we did not realize we were being as racist as we are, although we have a history of it for 400 to 500, a couple of thousand years, actually.
Okay. Can somebody get in here and talk to her for a second?
By the way, can someone get the Queen her medication, please? She's being too honest again.
Oprah was surprised. We must be racist.
Yeah. Well, if she says
And all the black guys in the back. Yeah, right, Queen. Yeah, we've got.
they need a scapegoat,
Watch any historical epic. Yes.
they need a scapegoat or an unnamed scapegoat that the people who were at fault have been identified, and we are dealing with that.
That'll happen next.
We are going to do everything we can to repair any damage or hurt caused.
But it's like Cuomo. So here's the thing. Cuomo, here's what I don't understand. And I get why. I can answer my question earlier. Because when you do apologize, there's a piling on.
Yeah.
And I don't have that. I'm like, hey, he apologized. He came out flat. When Biden said, I guess putting my arm around and somebody at a thing is wrong. And I was never once, I apologize. I'm never going to do that again. I get it. You're an 80-year-old guy. Got it, dude. You different era, wrong now, fine. Cuomo, on the other hand, I seen the pictures. He did the case. He's got his hands on the girl's face. They're at a public thing. There's hundreds of people around, and she's smiling at him. And I'm like, is this the picture?
Is that the moment that she's talking about?
Yeah, he's at a party. Like, hey, good to see you. It's in New York. I mean, I'm not giving the guy. I'm not giving the guy excuses. I'm saying that he came out and said, I apologize if I made anybody feel like that. I did not mean to do that. I am sorry. And at that point, I think the one thing Trump never did, ever, was take responsibility or apologize. Mm-hmm. Had he, I would have had a little bit of a crack in my hatred for him, honestly, because people have no idea. If you just keep standing your fucking ground and being wrong at doing something heinous, fuck you. I don't get everybody. The humanity knows you're an asshole. Right. If you go, you know what, guys, I got it. Yeah. I'm an asshole. Yeah. We all go, okay, all right. Let's see how you do next time. But I'm gonna let this one go. Mm-hmm. And I think we've become this society. Someone tried to get me today. On Twitter about we did that one podcast of the Asian pilot that got. Man, you remember this one? It was like in 2013. Someone dug some shit up from 2013. And this is after me doing I'm Whitey and I apologize and bringing up racism, and it's weird how I don't know. I'm like, is this it, dude? Is this what you got?
What was it? You were doing.
We did a podcast on it was an Asian pilot that got lost or crashed or something.
Probably the Malaysian air flight that disappeared.
No, I don't think it was. Was that 2013? No, it was sooner than that.
I don't know.
But whatever it was, and by the way, we cross the line on this place all the time. It's all intention. Trump's intention was always I am right, fuck
2014.
No, we did it in 2013.
Oh.
It was early before that. So we probably
there's a million things we could dig back through and find.
Well, that's why the Willie episode, like once I got when I talked to Chris and Janine and Bay and Mo about it, and they were like, yeah, I can see. They were very nice. They were like, oh, I can see how it would be racist, and I was like, oh shit, I didn't get that. And a friend of ours, and that's why I did the Willie episode. I stopped, and when you get it and you take responsibility for it, I don't understand how it's almost like bullies on the playground just going, now they fucking admitted it, fucking get them.
Yeah, I do see that.
But see, you did it in earnest and behind the scenes and in the background, and you did it from from your heart.
Well, but here's the thing. Here's what the reason, yes, Willie was originally because we didn't have anybody with insight into that experience. And because of my friends, I have some insight into that experience over the years in the comics I've worked with. So Willie was to represent that. So we had another voice. So it wasn't just some white people, being overwoke. And yet I look back on it, instead it was being overwoke and almost racist at the same time. So I got it. And that we stopped that years ago. But
I do see that people evolve, and we
Right.
have no grace in this world anymore. And it's not just people evolve, but ideas evolve. I mean, I could look at things when I was running comedy clubs, jokes that I would make to people that worked under me because we were all friends. And if that ever got into the news, I would be sexually harassing people. I mean, I look back at that now, even society and our thought process towards that has evolved in a positive direction where I have changed. I wouldn't say things I would have said 10 years ago even. But you could always go back and find something to try and nail me to a cross with. I mean,
there's stuff in my specials that got aired that you could go back to.
yeah, for sure.
You know,
I mean,
you can't go back. But you can't go back. You can't take the present time and go back to when everybody laughed at that time. Yes, maybe we've evolved and maybe we've gotten some insight now. But and wrong or not now, then it was accepted.
It's changed, yeah.
There's also like a little
But no excuse, by the way.
There's also like this other like wrench or wrinkle to it where when somebody gets called out in public and they apologize, then a certain group will invalidate the apology because they're saying, oh, you're only apologizing because you got called out in public.
But that's how. But you weren't even thinking
That's
about
how
it,
you learn.
Right,
Yeah.
and then
that's how you apologize.
if the pain struck you hard enough, you go, "Oh fuck,"
I'm
like,
sorry.
"Oh my god,
Yeah.
wow!" Like you have to hear that voice from
Yeah.
a fucking million people
Yeah.
to go, "Holy shit! I didn't realize that."
Well,
That's
the
how
thing
that came
I
off.
think about a lot, even a time that I've joked about grandma lived through as far as racism is concerned and how people spoke about and to people of color and how she has had to come along. And grandma does not have a mean, unkind bone in her body, except to me right after she's had surgery. But I just think I have thought a lot that I wish that I had been a person in the moment that saw that it wasn't okay and wanted to change it. Other people did that. I don't mean as far as racism, I mean like running the clubs and maybe like making sexual jokes or whatever, that I wish I had been someone in the moment that was like, oh, this is not going to age well. This is not good. It's not appropriate. It's not okay. Instead of just kind of going the way society went,
Don't be present. Don't be in the moment. Be in the future.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But I want to be clear because I'm not. I think a lot of people would say, "Oh, you guys on the lefties are going to give lefties excuses." I'm not. When Kinzinger came out and Congressman was like, "Look, Trump's out of control. We got to stop this." He's right. But when Murkowski was like, "I'm not voting with this guy," he actually tried to overthrow the government. I didn't go, "Oh, you're just trying to save your ass." I was like, "Oh, fuck! Thank God
you.
somebody
Yeah.
finally said something." I just
Well,
think.
that and like a woman coming forward against Cuomo this week, a new woman came forward and said that he inappropriately hugged her in a hotel room 21 years ago. And as a woman, I just think,
Yeah, you were pissed. It was very funny.
yeah, because I still want men to be men, and that certainly comes with some caveats.
You want men to be men, but not bros. You want men to
I
be
don't want you
Cary
to
Grant.
sexually assault women.
Right,
I don't want you to
exactly.
inappropriately touch women, but I want you to still be men. And I certainly still want to be flirted with. I don't want a man to be
Even
too
now,
afraid
married to me, you want to be flirted?
to say that I look pretty or he loves my dress, or same from women. I like when women say it too. I mean, everyone is getting so like, I can't say anything.
Can I see your
can't."
playlist?
Like, I mean, in general.
Oh.
Just
okay.
like, I don't
Is there
mean.
any pairs of Birkenstocks in that closet?
But do you see how even I got in my head, like, I don't just mean men, I mean men and women too. Like, we are certainly in an era now where you're like, hold on, that could mean that way and this
But
could
you
be
mean, like-
construed that way. And
So here's the weird thing. So because you are who you are and the way you look, like you could say, I like to be confident, I'm tall and pretty. There's some men, and by the way, there's a lot of, because we have to be honest. You can say what you want. Men and women are the same. No, they're not. Men are fucking creepy.
Correct.
They are creepy. they are actually they're always thinking about sex.
Correct.
I'm not just talking about you.
That's a given. That's a given.
But yeah, I mean,
It's even more
too much.
so
Yeah,
now. Sorry.
But I think some men will take that as a comment to quote hit on you. The difference is to me.
See what I mean?
is-
Though? See how we're all trying to live in the future, trying to think how that could be
No,
taken.
and fuck that. Look, men are dicks. They're
Yeah?
flat out assholes
Okay.
most of the time, and they're and if you could see inside men's minds, you're half a dude, so you would get it. But men are shitty, and I think that you just have to be classy about it, guys.
Right.
You look. Everybody knows guys are dirty and creepers.
And read the room, for God's sake.
For God's sakes, read,
Read
the
the
room.
room.
Right, exactly. So when I saw that picture of Cuomo, and I was like, someone's like, yeah, Cuomo did this, man. I was like, so I started looking for the picture. I'm always looking for receipts. So let me see. Because if this woman's like, because there's a picture of Ted Cruz trying to kiss that 14-year-old girl, I think, and
I think
she's
that
like,
was his daughter.
it's his daughter? That's his daughter?
so, yeah.
Oh my, if that's his daughter, well, she could just be a little creepy.
There's pictures of Trump holding his daughter's ass.
Yeah.
So
He's got his hand on her ass. Yeah, exactly. And there's one where he's
I just mean you cannot put your hands on someone else, period, without their consent, male or female. You know, we were just talking about this. I was hit on by this chick in New Jersey so hard that we were both like, I mean, it was like,
I thought she was going to kill me.
yeah, it was,
That's how bad
it was
she wanted
high
it.
level, like, and I just
Didn't need to check a playlist
read
is what
the
I'm
room.
saying.
Yeah, no, her playlist was out for everyone to see. Please read my playlist. But I do think that like with Cuomo, not a popular idea necessarily, and maybe I haven't seen it yet, but another person came forward this week and said that he called her sweetheart. Asked her if she was dating and kissed her hand. And I just think, that's the least of our worries when I go out in the world.
That's Cary Grant sexual harassment. That is like you're barely hitting on somebody. And by the way, there was no reciprocal. She didn't punch him in the face. She just walked
He
away.
didn't pin anyone against a wall, lock him in a room, touch their
take him in a
anything,
dressing room.
I don't know the whole story, and I will stand by that all women deserve to be heard, and flatly because we weren't for so long. But I have also been on the receiving end of a woman that had no problem lying repeatedly about assault, not just about him, but about many men that she came into contact with throughout that decade that we were in court with her. Poor guy she dated, he has it on his record now. She accused like 3 different people of the same thing.
And then accused you of actually like us sleeping together before I got divorced. I mean, like she accused us of all kinds of shit.
What?
It didn't happen.
Speak English.
She accused you of taking me away from her.
Oh, that was in the
and
very
kids.
beginning. That's, whatever.
But still lying. Flat out
It was
lying.
all lying, but I'm talking about false allegations of abuse is what I'm
Right.
talking about. So that poor guy, Tim, he has a record now because he had to go plead it down because she got better after him and learned how to use the court system.
Right.
And so I have that eye where you really do have to discern the truth and look for the truth, but I still believe women deserve to be heard
I agree too. But
and then snuffed out if they're lying.
this has now been 2 or 3 weeks going after Cuomo, right? Now, if the best one they have is he hugged me 21 years ago, inappropriate, and called me sweetheart. I think this is, I'm trying to figure out what did Cuomo do? You have a theory about this. Ray brought this up. She said the only way, because right now the SDNY is going after Trump hard. The only way Trump can get out of it is if the governor pardons him. Well, if Cuomo's the governor, he ain't getting pardoned.
So this is part of a
if they-
smear campaign?
If they get a Republican
No,
governor.
I'm not necessarily saying that it's
No.
cause and effect, but I'm saying that it is a convenient time
Mm-hmm.
because Cy Vance has just hired the Gambino crime family prosecutor. He has hired a financial firm. This thing is moving forward.
They do a lot of face kissing. A lot of Fredo, Fredo.
yes.
Yeah.
Do you know that one?
This
She doesn't
thing,
know
no.
Fredo. I'll have to help
This
her.
thing is moving forward. And someone said, to you when you said that on Twitter, oh, your wife is dumb. She doesn't know that there's a lieutenant governor that comes in behind him. And I'm like, yeah, no shit. But the election's coming up. And this woman, that's the LT, she's not going to win. You think in New York, please, that's a good old boy network there. And in the same week, Trump's friends, 2 different people in New York, have announced intent to run for governor in New
Interesting.
York. So it's all just very oddly
Very convenient.
coincidental because the only thing that we have really had on Trump all along, because I bet you that he pocket pardoned himself before he left for federal crimes, is that he's Cy Vance is going to get him because he can't pardon state crimes. And now this is all like, wait a minute. Now, is Cuomo a creeper? Sure. All guys are creepers. All hugs are inappropriate from a man. I've never had an appropriate hug from a man ever in my life. Like it's like you said, there's always a little extra but
Why are you grinding your pelvis against me, Uncle Philip?
but
It's all about intention.
by the way, I have an Uncle Philip.
I
Just
just
using
threw a
that
name. I just threw a name. Uncle Philip's never grind up against you.
He's
Okay.
awesome. But yeah. Anyway, we'll just let this one ride until we
And
see.
now we found
evidence.
out we heard yesterday that in Georgia right now they hired some bad motherfuckers to go after
Yeah.
Trump. They hired for racketeering because
Yeah.
of what he did for the election. So it's going to get weird. The only problem is Brian Kemp is the governor. Brian Kemp would still vote for him. So Trump has a shot no matter what they do in Georgia that Brian Kemp goes, yep, he did it. I'm pardoning him.
We got to get Brian Kemp out. That
Yeah.
dude.
You seen my guns in my truck? What? I'm not
By
voting
the way,
for that.
this episode also brought to you today by Sunday Lawn Service. This is a new ad I've been kind of excited about because you guys know I've been in a war with my lawn for
They
about a
don't.
year.
They actually don't know. I mean, I want to thank this company Sunday for actually jumping on board because they don't know the timing of this. So we have a lawn that is being attacked by moles. Now Ray brought up pictures of moles. Moles are the ugliest, scariest thing I've ever seen in my
But
life.
everyone says they're cute online, but
They
they're
are
really terrifying.
They have no eyes. They're weird looking.
Do you know what else was weird? They don't have eyes,
It's like
but you know what
furry
else?
worms.
And they've
Yeah,
got
they're
and they've got
bizarre.
all these fingers that go this way. But you know what else was weird? So last night, so we started using these Sunday Lawn products. They sent them to us. It's the coolest thing ever. So you get boxes in installments, and so I was like, I need help. You guys know I've been talking about this forever.
Wait, can I point you out? Because they actually, you give them your address and your zip code, and they take a satellite picture of your house, and then they actually
Outline the lawn.
They
That's
outline the
awesome.
lawn. Then they actually do your soil analysis.
They send you a soil analysis kit, which you then just throw in the box and it mails back for free. And then you go online on your account and it breaks down. And so your plan is custom tailored
Right.
specifically
to the
for
species of your
soil.
grass.
To
Yeah, that's
your
great.
soil.
It's insane. So this has kind of been my new fixation. You know, I jump from fixations to fixations.
They're like, yours
This
is
one-
turf.
Oh, this one is this one frightens me a tad because we came home from the cabin last night. You're out in the lawn and a mole who we've actually spent some time on mole eradication, and what had happened was they're
So
back.
I use the Sunday, so they tell you how to do it. So this week, use this, and the first thing was an iron booster. It's a bag that you hook on to the hose sprayer. Super cool. Well, we come back. The grass is huge and dark green and bushy and awesome. And I was like, yes. And then this week I have to spray another thing. And then I noticed in the midst of that the mole is back, although I have committed to murder and hiring a hitman.
She's
And-
beyond it now. Yeah, it's one of those movies where throughout the movie the person who's being abused takes it, and then finally at that 2/3 mark
Yeah.
they just like
they lose it.
kill
They,
Yeah,
they refuse.
That's what she did last night.
Catch and release. I tried, singing songs.
It's
They
on.
like the sound of whales. I've tried, whatever. And now I'm mad.
Things placed around the lawn.
Now I'm dried blood that Chaplin licked up off the lawn. I've tried everything.
So did they upgrade the
By the way,
package?
she didn't bleed on the lawn. We actually have a thing you buy
So
called
last night I was looking up how to get rid of moles because this Sunday Lawn Company stuff is actually completely changing our lawn, which I'm so stoked about. And I spent some time last night in bed when we got home on my computer how to get rid of moles. And I was like, okay, so today I got to get hydrogen peroxide and baking soda. I got to make it a paste and I got to spread it on. And I was sitting in bed last night
You mole murderer.
next to you thinking, how am I going to spread a paste on the lawn? And then I realized that it was about moles like on your body. And by the way, That's how you can get rid of a mole.
So basically, she was gonna kill the lawn with hydrogen peroxide. She's trying to be a mole assassin and not good at it.
Yeah.
It's basically
I'm bad at murder.
It's basically if Don Knotts was gonna try to kill moles. What do you mean, Andy? No.
You said
you put on
moles,
your-
right?
Be specific when you Google anything. That's a rule for life. But anyway, this stuff is super wicked cool. This week, I have to spray this green, something green. But anyway, you guys got to go check this out. It's the coolest thing ever. It's all natural ingredients. It's safe for the puppies, which I also loved. It's
deal for you.
not bad for the environment. They use natural things like seaweed and iron and molasses, and they've kind of taken this really cool good for the planet approach to it, which I love. And it comes to your door, which you guys know I also
But
love.
we got back, so we were gone 9 days because we did all that remodeling at the cabin. We came back, and I did notice this morning
It's crazy.
how dark green the lawn was. Pretty intense.
Your neighbor's going to be upset because it's darker.
That's why I want to do it.
It's greener.
Yeah. I want the neighbors to be like, motherfucker, what would you do to your lawn?
Yeah. Making me look bad.
Anyway, their website's really cool, and it breaks down week by week what you need to do, and you can go watch videos. They've really made it dumb-proof, which is good for me. But I'm on my account right now, and I don't know. Can they see that? It's really cool, but it breaks down our lawn data. There's the aerial view. Here's the temperature. Is the grass growing? The grass is actually growing right now. It'll tell you. Here's the temperature. Here's the rainfall.
There's the mole
it's
death
raining
tally.
today.
You know what it takes out?
Yeah,
You know what
exactly.
it takes out, though? And my dad had this problem growing up. Where the one thing he loved was the lawn, and he would be pissed if I parked my car and one tire was an inch on the lawn. Holy shit! So he loved his lawn. It was his big deal, front and backyard. But he had to guess. He had to go through stuff
what I was doing.
until
Yeah.
something worked. These guys break it down so you
Yeah.
know. Here's what your lawn needs. Here's your soil because Tarzana's got a heavy clay based soil, right? Like so they have to come to the right thing that's going to help make that
Clay
work.
and silt. I now know. Anyway, so go on their website. Just check it out. It's super cool. Plus, it's about to be spring, so now is the time that we should be doing this. It actually worked out perfectly for us. So go to getsunday.com/Titus to get $20 off your custom lawn plan at checkout. It's super affordable too. $20 off your custom plan at getsunday.com/Titus.
I always try to make up a slug line. Take out the stress. Make your lawn look the best. Ooh. That's not good. It's horrible.
It rhymed. That
Don't
was
let
good.
your lawn be a mess. Mess would have rhymed better with stress.
Yep.
Grow better.
Wait, that was it?
I'm just trying. Yeah. I always try to break it down. You always wanted somewhere.
We were
What looks
waiting
good
for
on a
the next
t-shirt?
part.
Grow better. No, that's it. Just grow better with Sunday.
There was a guest on Rachel Maddow the other night, and it's so weird to see people try and Zoom interviews all the time now, where
It's
they're
funny.
like, "Hi, thanks for being here,"
Yeah, right. Frozen faces.
and people have learned to not
Jaggedy.
talk because as soon as they say "Thank you, Rachel," Rachel's like, "Yeah."
Can
so
I
it's
say,
good.
wait, hold on, let
So
me-
wait.
Wait,
Oh
okay.
no, you go.
Okay, no, you
Okay,
go. No, I was done.
you're- okay.
All right, wait, you go. Fuck!
And
and
then they both-
then one guy just gets stuck.
then they both decide not to speak. Does that happen? And then they both just sit there like
Then we
this.
go. You go. No, go.
Okay.
I was gonna let you
I'm
go.
sorry.
I was like,
I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna
Okay,
stop
well, I'll
talking
stop
now
talking.
forever.
Okay.
Shit.
And penis in the background.
There was a guest that she had on that would kind of do a setup and then never pay it off, remember?
Yeah, we
So
were
Rachel was
laughing.
trying to read the rhythm, so she'd be like, huh? And then the guy would just stop talking.
He'd go. Judicially, the way this works out is that that the Congress has to step forward and do their job when it comes to. It was like the way, and we were like, what?
He lost his train of thought and just used
That
it.
was
for
what
like,
your Sunday lawn ad was like just now.
No, it wasn't.
So, grow get 'em.
Grow, get 'em.
Hey now.
That's big.
Sunday
line.
Getsunday.com.
Grow, get 'em.
Grow get 'em.
That's it. That's
Tiger.
It. That's it. And it's funny. I like when ads are funny. I like when ads are a little bit like, grow, get 'em.
Grow get 'em.
I also can't forget that. By the way,
I'm going to be posting pictures.
please
of this
send
grass.
that check to Rachel Bradley here at the Titus Podcast.
By the way, Rachel Bradley is doing a short release of her special, Alpha Chick, on March 20th. You can get tickets at alphachick.eventbrite.com or combustionlive.com.
We just went through the final edit, and Kent sent us the ads look great, by the way, and I love what you do at the beginning. And this special, so people, we shot this. This is not going to be done at the Combustion Live Studios. This was done in a theater.
Before
it is a
COVID.
5-camera shoot, literally a couple of weeks before COVID, and we locked down.
February 1st?
It is
Yeah.
February 2nd.
2-1.
It is. Was
Yeah.
it 2-1 or 2-2?
I thought it was 220.
Oh my gosh.
It was one of the best specials we've ever shot.
You guys.
And that, by the way, that was from my agent at ICM who said that. He said, "Wow, this looks amazing." So that'll be on the 20th.
It is pretty, and you'll get to see a cameo
320.
from 2-1, February 1st. You'll get to see a cameo in the opening from Billy Gardell, Brad Williams, Elaine Boozler,
legend.
and Christopher Titus. So 4 comedy
You will not
heavy
recognize
hitters.
me. You will not recognize me.
You will
in
not
this.
know it's him, except that it'll be a process of elimination. So.
Yes, exactly. Of the 4, you'll figure out that it's
And
me.
Elaine she had a beard put on, hair
She
by
was
hair,
awesome.
to be in it. She was really awesome.
special thanks to
Everybody,
Billy.
Oh my gosh.
Billy just Billy really cared. I thought he was just gonna come in and do it, but
He
and
came
then,
in with his own costume.
and then Brad was like, "I want to nail this. What are we doing?"
And Brad had just had a new baby when,
Yep.
like the week before or something. It was really recent, remember? So we sold happy hour tickets. There's 3 left. It's a VIP ticket, and it's non-structured. It's going to be a post-show happy hour together. Oh, and go on my Facebook page, Bombshell Ray, because I posted my suggested drink, the Momtini, that we should all have, that will put everyone on their ass.
Did you post the recipe?
I did.
Awesome.
So it's a Spanish martini. My mom went to Spain. She fell in love with the Spanish martini. It's not our martini at all. It's over the rocks.
Do not drive after you. This tastes like it's so good. We went through a thing where we had them all and
gave them to our friends and
everyone's like, "This is awesome." Do not go anywhere if you're going to drink them. Take an Uber. Do not drive.
it's like, what is it? It doesn't taste very strong at all.
Nope.
But
it's a little bit sweet, but it's great, and it's the same thing. It's the same thing Aunt Kathy did
Yes.
with the
Yes.
with the purple
Yeah.
drink. Like there's 2 drinks in our lives that they're on it. They're ninjas.
They're strong, but
they're-
easy to drink.
They're ninja drinks where they all of a sudden you realize they just sneak up on you,
Yep.
and the next thing silently.
so I was in North Carolina last week. My sister is engaged. She's getting married. And so we were going to meet with the wedding planner at the place, and my sister had to tell grandma that she's engaged, and it's soon. And grandma, we don't know ever how grandma's going to react. And so she said, it was like 12:30 in the afternoon. She was like, "I need a drink." And I had bought the stuff to make the Momtini, and Shay had never had it. And I made her one, and I said, "But you just need to know that this is really strong, and
Yeah,
you
yeah,
won't
yeah.
think it's
Yep.
strong, and
Yep.
then you'll be really surprised." And she was like, "I'm fine, whatever." At the meeting with the wedding planner, my sister was signing everything that everyone was saying, and she doesn't know sign language. And it was like this moment where
Wow.
When you get drunk and you're like,
you-
this is
you
a fun-
learn it. Yeah,
this
yeah.
is a funny bit that no one will think is weird, and you just
her fiance was just kind of Chris. His name's Chris too. He was just kind of looking at her like sweetly, kind of, but also confused and also holy shit.
he's also sober. He's
Yeah, he's sober 25 years, and I
he's like, okay, this is okay. I'm marrying her. Awesome.
my vibe was more that it was like, holy shit, every time she hangs out with her sister, this kind of stuff.
And
Yeah,
this
you
was
are-
after
yeah.
one.
I'm
After
the
one of them.
Oh yeah, I
Wow.
made her a second one for the ride, but she didn't get through it, so I took that one from her. I think that was,
So Momtinis make you go deaf.
yes.
This is what that's.
So
how
if you want to
strong
get
it is.
if you want to get the recipe for the Momtini and get tickets to the show, is it on your website?
It's on.
The Momtini?
You know what? I never use Facebook, but I put it on my Bombshell Ray page on Facebook.
On Facebook. You should also put it up on Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram. You don't ever use it, so it doesn't exactly work like that so much.
You know what we should do? Okay, so
We could put it on my website, though.
we
right?
could also put it on the
Underneath,
we could also put it on the ticket page, can't we? Can we put it on the ticket page? And so people, if you buy tickets to the show,
Oh, you know what I could do? I could make the auto confirmation be the recipe for Mom's.
There you go.
martini.
They have to buy
There
a
you go.
ticket.
to get the recipe. Yeah.
You know, well worth it, by the way. Mom teenies are awesome.
We went through a crazy phase of drinking them. And you know what else it is? It's a happy buzz. It's not like a dark tequila.
Are you going to make one here for the?
That's what I think.
okay, yeah.
That's what I was saying.
Do a
I think
picture of
I'm
us.
going to drink because my special is so much about my mom. I put a picture of her up on that page again. So I've been on the struggle bus a little bit today with that. You know, some things bring it back pretty heavily. But it's also really sweet. So I thought that would be a nice thing to do. It's a good memory of her.
It's
So we'll both be drinking them that night.
to everybody who lost somebody with COVID or whatever, and never lost somebody ever. Whenever you see I'm in the struggle bus a little bit, and there's like something you feel bad about, I got to tell you, man, my dad passed in 2001, and I still will be driving somewhere, and it comes up, and I am just a puddle, man. It just never goes. That's why I call it the impossible, because there's never a total healing of it. So you're good. I mean, you're probably going to cry at the end of it. You cried at the end of it when we filmed. It's going to be awesome.
I did, because we put her picture up on the screen, and it filled the stage, and it was overwhelming. We could not talk about it because I'm like,
and we're back.
it was hard that she wasn't there for that. So
Agreed.
yeah.
Agreed.
She loved it more than anything. She loved the show. She loved, she produced this special. Even though she wasn't here anymore, it was something that she really loved. She loved art, and she loved that I was doing art and expressing myself and not being suppressed like she always thought my dad is, who's a Marine. So my dad is very locked down, and I'm definitely both at different times.
Yes. Oh,
but
yes. Agreed.
that's why I think when I was younger, it was all kind of locked down, and she loved that I was saying what I wanted to say.
Well, you finally took the stick out of your butt.
Not completely. It was like, it comes out for a second, it goes back. It's in, it's
Then
out.
I'm like, what's wrong with you? Sorry, stick.
It's out, and then I see the lawn, and
Oh man, yeah, I want to thank that company again because it's like that it gave you hope. It gave you hope because there was a thing you were like, why moles? This like, what do I put
Why
here?
won't it grow?
We were trying. I was going to the hardware store and buying you different lawn stuff, and now that you've got a plan, you are such a exact person that this company's stunning, but that you were so exact that when you got this, you were like,
they tell you what
I
to
have
do.
a
It takes the
plan.
guesswork
I have a
out.
plan. All right, guys, if you don't have a plan, go to Christopher Titus TV. See, I did that.
That was good.
You can see all the episodes of Titus. By the way, if you go to ChristopherTitus.com, you can actually see the final 2 episodes that we produced and shot here with the entire cast. Zach Ward, Cynthia Watros, Stacy Keach, myself wrote 2 scripts, 2 episodes that wraps up the series, and Bombshell's in it too. Also, if you want to get tickets to a Bombshell show, go to combustionlive.com and see the
We're
show.
going to be
on the
putting
20th.
tickets for our show together up.
Us. I'm writing
on sale
sketches,
as
yes.
well. So that'll be up this week.
We are doing another show, and then I'm doing my new special. My new special is awesome. Oh, I'm excited. This I've been excited about specials, but when I unlock them, I get this I unlocked it. I unlocked it. So
Exciting.
that'll be in a couple of weeks. We'll put that up in a couple of weeks. I'm excited, and you'll be able to get next week. You'll be able to get Carrying Monsters. We're releasing it as a COVID special. Here, I'm not going to do it on the road anymore because the new one has excited me. I've moved on, and this will be my COVID album. I'm excited and scared. I don't know if it's right.
You like being scared, though.
I don't like being
Living
scared.
on the edge, baby.
Last night under the car, did not like being scared at all.
Right.
Didn't like. It was not good adrenaline. It was survival adrenaline.
Yeah.
And then I kept thinking, what if one of these trucks goes by, because the way I had the jack, and because the car would move a little bit, and it's one of those. It's it's the Glurg jack.
Yep,
It's the,
yep.
and I'm thinking, if this thing goes down, I'm crushed.
The truck is going to, that's enough wind to knock that little
Yeah.
teensy weensy little
yeah.
jack over. Oh, yeah.
And it's holding up a Dodge Ram.
Yeah.
Some bullshit.
How far away were you? Like 100
She
yards
wasn't
away.
lifting the. She
No, I
wasn't.
was right behind.
She
him,
wasn't
right
lifting
behind
the truck off me. As for if it would have gone over, it was an exciting.
I'm one of those women that he told me to stay in the car, and I was like, no. If he's gonna die, I'm gonna go with him. We're gonna do it together. We're either gonna save each other or we're gonna go together, which would be ideal anyway. So no, I'm gonna be intolerable.
See, I don't like someone who's got. If I'm going to go, you're going. That's not really the best. But at least I know.
Coming with me.
At least I know where I stand.
This is the difference between how we were raised. I say, if you're going to go, I'm going.
Right, she's
you
in the order.
hear.
Right.
If I want to go, I'm killing you.
If
taking
I
you with
go,
me.
you're going with me.
Exactly.
That's the difference in how we were
And that's our
raised.
relationship in a nutshell. All right, guys.
Exactly.
Thanks for watching and listening to the Titus podcast. For myself, Bombshell Ray, and the Highlander. Later.
Peace out. Oh, do you want to pick today?
Have we done reggae already?
Yes, we already did that.
Oh, yeah, reggae, yeah.
Just do spoken word. Just hit it, spoken word.
There can be only one. The Titus podcast. This is the place for the brainiest broadcast.
Okay, good. Dude, you rhymed it. You got two stanzas out. I'm fine with that.